Okay, so what are we going to do about 2025 and moving forward? How are we going to make this work? What's going to be different for us this year? What are the plans to actually achieve success this year as a Christian who's all into faith, family, finances, entrepreneurship, and that's the goal to be able to mesh those things together and create something that will legacy kind of income or something that makes you feel like that you're creating income and having influence and impact on others. That's the goal for someone who's in it for more than just what they can get themselves. Obviously there's a gazillion things out there about how to make all this money online, make it fast, do this, do that. But for the person who wants to influence and impact others and help others, then it goes way deeper than that. But some of us have struggled to really find that lane to where you can just really go all in and put a huge push behind that one thing. You know, you go to someone's channel who's built a phenomenal business around cooking, and that's their thing. They have a gazillion followers. They have cookbooks out there. They've built a complete life around their skill of cooking and their style of cooking and their personality, and they're sharing that with others, and it's worked out beautifully for them. Then, and there's people like that in every different niche, from straight up entertainment to cooking to you name it. There's woodworking, skiing, fishing. It doesn't matter. Health, fitness, finances, relationships, in every single area you can imagine. There are people out there who have created phenomenal success because they've found their unique style and lane in that thing, and they've been able to make it work. So for a lot of other people though, it's not quite that easy, especially if you have what I call AIHD, and that's attention in high definition. So if you're a person who hasn't had the quote unquote official diagnosis, but you start and stop things constantly, like you have all these ideas in your mind of things you want to do, and you start them, whether it's buy a course or start a new project, or you're going to, launch this offer or whatever, and you get it started and get a third, a half, three-quarters of the way through, and then another idea comes, or you decide this one's not going to work, or this is not it for whatever reason before you've even finished it. There's so many things that go into that, from, fear of failure to fear of success. As Christians, we've had the beat down, the WWE SmackDown on making money is evil. So, if you, what if? What if you launch this thing, whatever it is that you're wanting to put out there, and it works? You can think about that all day long and be like, oh, that's silly. That couldn't be a thing. That's not a thing. It wouldn't cause an issue. And then let it happen. Just the mere thought of it is enough to just stop you in your tracks. And it's happened to all of us. And still happening. What if you're not sure what your niche is? You're not sure what your specialty is. What do you have to offer? What can you give people that could actually help them make a difference? Something you could sell. What's that skill? What's that experience? What's that area of expertise? Whether it's a life experience or an area of expertise or whatever. How do you get over the fear of getting in front of the camera? For me, I don't have that issue. I've always enjoyed doing webinars. I don't mind getting in front of the camera, and that's not a problem. But finding that thing where I can really feel like, what, this is the thing where I have the most to offer, and that I can take this and just put the blinders on, and this is going to be it. This is my lane, and I don't have to be over here buying a gazillion more courses and starting and stopping. I can just stay here. This is where I resonate with people, and people resonate with me, and that's where we're going to stay. So some of us find ourselves in that 60 something group, and we still haven't quite found that thing yet. So that's the thing. And then, I just feel like that there's a lot of pushback A lot of pushback when you decide you're going to really put yourself out there, whether it's like today. Okay, I had a specific thing in mind that I was going to get up and do the video today, and it was going to be, it's going to start sharing the thing that I wanted to share with people that I feel like that would, people could resonate with people. And then there was one delay after the other from sound issues, had to do the restart on the computer and this and that, whatever. And the whole time, my confidence in the thing that I was going to put out there had, just continued to decrease to the point that I'm like, I'm just not even sure I'm going to do that. Is that the direction I really want to go in? Or should I go back and finish up this other offer that I already had three-quarters of the way completed that I haven't even completed? That was going to be the mini master class course that was going to offer for hardly nothing and give way more value in it, make it worth, $700, $7,000, and, really, really help people get started. So which thing is it? What are we going to work on? What are we going to do? What are we going to offer? What are we going to put out there? I don't know. So I decided that for today, I would just do this. I would just sit in front of the computer and just talk about it a little bit because it's a thing. It's a thing. It's real. It's legit. And I don't know how many other people are out there suffering the same thing. It's like you want this as much as you want the oxygen that you breathe in your lungs. You want to be that successful online entrepreneur that not only creates the kind of income that gives you the life freedom that you see all the time. Every video that's coming on your feed is about that, living the life, right? Because if that's part of what you're about, then obviously by now the algorithm knows you and all those videos, maybe some of the cooking ones are coming along and some lifestyle stuff here and there. But for the most part, it's about the entrepreneurship and the life that you can create if you just get on there and just do it, right? Is it that easy? Can it be done? What about all these behind the scene things like with the videos? The keywords and make sure your title and your thumbnail is perfect and all that kind of stuff. Is all that perfection, is all that going to really make a difference? Is it going to get you out there, get you found? How do you do that? How can you do that easily? Because if you're like me, it's like, it just makes my head hurt to think about keywords and how do you find the right keywords? How do you know? You could put 99 keywords in there, and how do you know they're the right ones? So we're really this going into this year leaning on and going to lean on more and more the AI stuff. And I know people are like, AI, that's of the devil. Well, yeah, so is Amazon, but you use it. So, I mean, everything that's out there can be used for good or evil, right? This whole argument about the money and money is the root of all evil and all that, such a lie perpetuated through the church because money can do so much good. And, you like to eat. So, without some money, but we have this false impression that being broke, bust, and disgusted somehow makes you more holy, and it doesn't. It doesn't make you more special before God. In fact, I think personally it disgusts God, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. Anyway, there's the whole AI thing. So been dabbling with that some. I'm going to share some of that moving forward and a little something I came across just the other day on how to use that to come up with your titles and your keywords easily so you can knock that out and get it done. And so that'll be helpful. And then of course, the graphic stuff we operate 100% in Canva because it's user friendly. I don't use software unless it's user friendly, so user friendly that you don't have to have support or much support. And with Canva, there's so many people out there that, have complete businesses built around being in, experts in Canva that the fact that they have zero customer support doesn't matter because you can get it elsewhere. But the other softwares I use, they have to be user friendly and they have to offer customer support. Or I don't use them. I just don't use them because when I want an answer to something, I want it today, not next week. And I don't want to have to go through a bunch of FAQs and all that. And I'm not going to do that because I have AIHD, attention in high definition. I feel like I don't have time for that. I don't have time to read through 9 pages of frequently asked questions or, read this whole page on article on how to set up something. I want somebody just to tell me, click here, do that, click here. Are you like that? I don't, maybe it's just me. But anyway, this year, the goal is, or not just saying this year, because That's going to be the thing that we're going to start out with, the vision for our life moving forward that we're going to put down in high definition. And I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do because I've got a whole presentation set up in Canva that I'm working on that I can just replay. I cannot sit and write all day. I can't sit and write out all who I am and what I want and I'm this and I have that. I can't do that. Couldn't even if I wanted to because of physical challenges. I can't write like that all day anymore. I just can't. It might, I just don't have the ability to do that, but I can be on the keyboard all day. And I like the digital and the visual stuff more anyway, so that's definitely more of a thing for me. So, and that's something that I'm going to first thing I'm going to do moving into the next few days is to share with others how I'm putting that together for myself because as you know, the word says write the vision and make it plain so that you can look at it quickly and run with it. Or that you can, as you're running by, you can read it quickly. So, if you have something that's really specific to your dreams, desires, and goals, I don't have time to cut out pictures and do a board. I just don't. And besides, the things that I want to be, do, and have, I may not want on full display on my wall for people to see when they come in. So that's not a thing for me. And I don't have a spare wall around here anyway to put one, even if that was something I wanted to do. We tried that once. It was a total disaster. And so do it digitally. That way you can pull it up as many times a day as you want to. You can record it and then you can hear yourself. You can get it into your eyes and your ears and let it get inside of you. But to me, it really popped out about we got to write the vision. We got to write the vision. So it's not about the goals. The goals for 2025. I have to achieve this in 2025. Because for those of us like me, when you put that kind of a I don't know. When you put that kind of dynamic to it, you've already shut yourself down before you start. Because I don't do good with the time clock, the calendar. I'm not going to be the kind of person that's going to be able to have scheduling calls, 10 calls a day and be tied to the phone. Anything like that where you feel tied down and all that, man, it just makes me want to break out in hives. I can't do it. The other thing is, if you are in the 60 something crowd, you may be like me. And yes, you have physical challenges, and there are going to be days you can show up and you can show up in force and you can be great. And other days, you are not coming out of your pajamas and you're certainly not doing hair and makeup because you're not feeling great. And that's just, by now we've all come to a thing where you get to a certain point and you may be having some physical challenges. And unfortunately, that's just something a lot of us face. So we have to deal with it. We have to live with it, and we have to do the best we can moving forward to try to overcome as many of those things as we can, get in the best health we can so that we can live out our days and be strong, feel strong. But you have to do it in your own way. You can't be you just can't be put into a box to where, even like with doing videos and stuff, you have to do X, Y, Z. You have to do this many videos, this many days. You have to upload them this way. You have to do it exactly all that. If it has to be that way, then I'm not for it. I'm not about it. I don't want it. That's not going to work for me. I'm going to have to be able to, some weeks it might be one, some weeks it might be three, some weeks it might be every day, and then some weeks, so it's going to have to be based on how you feel, what you want, your goals, your area of expertise, your level of knowledge about how to do these things. I mean, maybe you've already built something significant before or started that, so you kind of have some of the inside track that our ability to go further than others. But for those who are just starting, you know, you have to be able to do it your own way. And even when you're putting together an offer, if that's what you're going to do, if this is going to be your thing that you want to have you want to make offers that you're going to sell, whether it's a course or digital products of some other kind, then it needs to be done in a way that you're going to enjoy doing it or you're not going to do it. That's the thing. You're just not going to do it. And so moving forward, going into the beginning of this year, it's not about setting the goals for 2025 and having these strict, by such and such date, I'm going to do this. That works for some people, not me. The time clock works for some people, never did me. I was a horrible employee. I hated it. There was never a job, even a job that I could look back and say that I liked. I mean, I was a labor and delivery nurse for a while. That's the thing, when I became a nurse, that's what I wanted to do, be a labor and delivery nurse. And I did that for a while, but I still hated that time clock and I hated having people looking over my shoulder telling me what I could and couldn't do and when I could have time off and when I couldn't. And the stress of being there when I had little one at home was just too overwhelming for me. And with the physical challenges becoming more of an issue, then I just had to retire early. So but anyway, even with that, I hated the time clock. I just hated that thing. And so never made a good employee. And anyway, so moving forward, we want to write the vision, what it is we want for our life, I think, versus we're going to set this in stone that it has to be done within 2025 or we failed somehow. We don't know how long these things are going to take, you know? You don't know exactly how long it's going to take for you to get where you want to be, whether it's your YouTube channel or your business or whatever it is you want to achieve, whether it's health or relationships or whatever. But you want to have that written out as your vision. This is the vision I have for my life. These are the things that I want. And that's what I'm going to be showing you in the next video what I'm doing to write that vision and how I'm incorporating the scriptures along with that so that you're feeding yourself the scriptures along with as you're seeing those things that you've stated, this is what I want. This is what I see for my life. So I'm going to share that with you going forward. But today, just because of all the added things going on and trying to put this together and trying to get something out there, I decided, you know what? Let's just be crazy. Let's just do something wild and just sit and chit chat with others and see if, this connects with anyone else out there that you might be in 60 something, you still haven't found that lane, you haven't, launched that $1 million offer yet, and you still have all these things you want to do and you're still going after it because you're not about just quitting or you're not about retiring on Social Security. Again, the thought of that makes me want to break out in hives because that's not who I am. And you have a heart to have impact and influence. You're not ready to give, to just crawl off in the shadows and be quiet and grow old quietly. That's not who you are and that's not what you want. Or you're a younger person who, is wanting to make things have more finances for your family. And so you can do the things you want to do with and have some financial peace moving forward and not have to struggle and not be dependent on one job and heaven forbid if something happened to that. So anyway, that's where we are. That's how we ended up going from, we're going to do a presentation style thing today to saying, you know what, forget it. That's not going to happen today. It's just not working out. So but we're still just going to sit and talk and see if there's anyone else who's kind of on the same wavelength. I'm kind of thinking there probably is going to be. I think that there will be a few other people out there who kind of feel the same way. Like, you know what? I still want to make this thing work. And I don't know 100% of all the exact things to do. And my head is spinning from all the gazillion videos I've watched on, you know, one over here saying, just go for it, throw anything out there, just get your face on there, just do it. Other people saying, no, you got to do your research first and check out your competition and make sure you get your keywords right. Make sure you get the title just perfect and make sure that thumbnail is great or no one's going to click on it, that sort of thing. So, you know what? Today I'm like, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. My goal was just do a video. So I did. And then, as usual, we got a little chatty, but that's where we're going to leave it today. So if you resonate with anything that I said and you're still determined that you're going to make it work, something, whatever it is, and your idea is online entrepreneurship, digital products, offers, that sort of thing, that's kind of the direction you want to go in, or you just want to hang out with other people who are going to encourage you. I don't care what lane you're in, whether it's a brick and mortar business, if it's physical products, it's if a service, you mow lawns, whatever it is, but you don't have the kind of support. You don't have someone there who's behind you constantly saying, go, 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 do this. Don't give up. Don't quit. This is awesome. It's amazing that you're doing this. You're a wonderful human being for doing this. Don't quit. If you just want to hang out with someone who's going to speak that kind of thing to you, then you're in the right place because that I can do because I know what it feels like to be in a situation where you don't have that. And it's regardless of what age you are, what level you're at, whatever. You need to have someone speaking that into your ear constantly that yes, you can do this. Yes, you should do this. Yes, you're called to do that. Maybe this video is the that's the answer to your prayer. Maybe you've been saying, God, I don't know. I've been wanting to do this thing. Should I do this thing? I've been trying to do this thing. Nothing's working. Maybe I should quit. Maybe this is not for me. And yet you're still having that unction, that feeling, that pull, something. And you're like, okay, give me a sign. Give me a sign if this is you and you really want me to put myself out there. If I should try this one more time, whatever, then give me a sign. Then here you go today. This is your sign. If nothing else, we've accomplished that today. So this is your sign that no, you shouldn't give up, cave in, and quit, regardless of how old you are, regardless of how much money you've made or lost in the attempt to try to make something happen. You shouldn't quit. You should continue going, moving forward. And it will happen because if God has given you the tug to do this, He is going to help you find your way there. It's just that, boy, the enemy works overtime to stop you because you stepping into your lane and going straight into your prophetic destiny is his worst nightmare. Because the more people that do that, the more the church wakes up, the more the church is independent, the more the church can flow, the more the church can be powerful. And when I say church, I mean the people who are really strong, mature believers who not the buildings and all the craziness and insanity of the American church. That's not what I'm talking about. We'll go into that another day too. Anyway, so for now, we'll just leave it at this. And I'm going to upload it, good, bad, or ugly, long or short, perfect keywords or not, thumbnail, I don't know. We'll work that out. We'll see. Until next time, you guys be blessed. I'll see you on the other side.